Brothers and sisters, welcome back to yet another exciting one from us. Well, this one will come as a shock for some and great news
for us.
Hopefully for most. Well, for us it's absolutely and indeed the best news that we can ever get from Mali. So Bamako is in plans to launch the headquarters of African occult. So what is occult? What's the meaning of occult? It means mystical, supernatural or magical powers, practices or phenomena.
To hit the nail on the head, they are launching a headquarter to study African spirituality.
Honestly, that's the simplest way we can put it.
And we talk about vibrations. When we talk about vibrations, mostly when you are practicing African spirituality, you vibrate beyond what, let me say, the other people who confine themselves to religion, vibrate. So you understand more than they do. And that is why Benin, you see Benin, there's voodoo. But how can you explain the Zangbeto? Zangbeto is just something that is, created with grass and all that. Nothing is there, but it's dancing. And this is beyond science, and this is what was used by Haiti to defeat French. And Haiti actually became the first black nation to be independent in 1889 or something like that, or 1884. So this is ours. And when we talk about Mali, we have the Dogon tribe. These people had this knowledge. Even they had the knowledge of stars way before even the white people came to colonize them. And they knew about Sirius A and Sirius B way before then. They knew the stars. And it's not just in Mali, it's in the whole of Africa.
And when the colonizer came, he made it to seem like it's demonic.
So he came with religion, came with Christianity, and they say this is witchcraft and all that. But this is not witchcraft. This is something that the Most High gave us so that we can use. So what is Mali doing? And it's not just Mali, by the way. When you hear Mali doing something, it's in Burkina Faso and Niger. So what are they doing? So Bamako is going to be the capital of African occult sciences. Koita Assimi, through the Minister of Culture, has inaugurated the headquarters for all those who are guardians of African tradition, occultism. It was an idea initiated by Professor Mamadou Babunyang, the supreme leader of African magic, who sponsored the construction of the 5-story building with 20 rooms, 10 storehouses and 10 bathrooms. The building costs more than 500 million CFA franc, which is $817 million. He has used a lot of money. And we forgot to say, this also includes traditional African medicine and medication and spiritual
bringing
healing.
Back our medicines.
So watch this video. It's dubbed in English, so that you can understand what Professor Nyang is saying.
Bamako, capitale des détenteurs de savoirs occultes africains. Hier, le ministre en charge de la culture donc a inauguré le siège qui leur est dédié. Sa réalisation a coûté plus de 500 millions de francs CFA. On en sait davantage avec Benogo Fofana.
Ce coup de ciseau inaugural donne officiellement accès à ce siège des détenteurs de savoirs occultes africains. Bâti sur une superficie de 500 mètres carrés, le bâtiment R+5 est composé de 20 chambres, 10 magasins et 10 toilettes. Il est financé par le professeur Mamadou Babunyang, chef suprême de la magie africaine. Coût des travaux, plus de 500 millions de francs CFA.
Tout ce qui a mis l'Afrique en retard, c'est mystifier les choses, cacher les choses. Donc il faut démystifier et transmettre ces secrets. Voilà ce qui m'a donné l'idée de construire ça. Et que tous les grands sorciers de l'Afrique vont se retrouver ici pour transmettre les secrets aux futures générations.
Je voudrais remercier pour les énormes efforts financiers qui ont permis la réalisation de cet immeuble. En tout cas, je formule le vœu, le siège du réseau panafricain soit un centre d'incubation des savoirs et savoir-faire endogènes de l'Afrique. Pour qu'à partir de ce siège, germe la graine de la puissance africaine pour devenir le grand arbre dont le fruit servira à l'humanité tout entière.
Les invités venus d'Afrique et d'ailleurs se disent ravis de cette réalisation et attendent apporter leur soutien au professeur Babou Nyanga.
La seule chose qui nous reste d'authentique et d'important, c'est notre culture. Si nous sommes ici à Bamako, c'est pour soutenir l'action culturelle affirmée de façon convaincante et soutenir le professeur dans ce qu'il fait.
Je suis très très fière d'être ici au Mali et je félicite et je remercie beaucoup le professeur qui nous a invités, qui a pris la peine de faire tout ce boulot et je trouve ça très très courageux de sa part.
Chef traditionnel ressortissant de Côte d'Ivoire, cela a créé en nous une véritable émotion de joie et émotion aussi de fierté. Parce que c'est pour nous une fierté qu'un Africain se dresse, se lève pour dire qu'aujourd'hui qu'il va lutter pour la sauvegarde de la culture africaine.
Je suis ici pour participer à une conférence internationale. J'ai profité de l'occasion pour participer à l'inauguration du bâtiment du réseau panafricain et je suis très ravi.
On a fait divers pays pour diverses raisons, mais c'est la première fois que tous ces leaders africains, plus de 70 pays se retrouvent ici au Mali pour ensemble célébrer la tradition africaine, supporter, aider, soutenir le professeur Babou dans ce qu'il fait pour promouvoir la tradition et la culture africaine.
C'est une joie pour nous. C'est un local qui va nous permettre tous de faire connaître les savoirs de l'Afrique et de mieux faire développer pour progresser l'Afrique.
Bamako sera donc la capitale du savoir et du savoir-faire à la faveur de cette...
So Professor Nyang is saying that Africa was pulled back because she failed to value her mystic powers and abilities. And therefore, he said this center is built so that all African witches, wizards will converge to Mali so that they can all work together towards making Africa what she is supposed to be.
Africa is behind because we dropped our culture and our wisdom,
powers.
our, all that, our magical. When they talk about magic, you only see it in their movies.
Yeah.
But do you know it's real in Africa?
Yeah.
If you are an African, try African spirituality and you understand how it works.
Yeah.
And witchcraft is real.
And they made movies and,
Yeah.
They created some scenery, some very demonic scenery around this thing. Our people feared. If you have never been to a traditional African healer, the picture that you have, well, for most Africans, you have there's a way Nigerians usually portray this image. Very scary individual that, it's very scary. You don't even want to.
I think it's motivated by the, the brainwashing of the real thing.
Of course.
But if you watch the people who have been to Benin, for example, search for Uhuru in YouTube, Wodemaya in YouTube, Tayo Aina in YouTube, you see it's nothing to be scared of. It's just our wisdom that is being portrayed in that.
And just to challenge our African brothers and sisters too, before you judge, I know for most Christians and people who believe in other religions, we are usually very quick to judging things that we don't understand. If you have never, I myself have been to church, I know what church is all about. I've never been to a mosque. There's no way I can have an opinion about Muslims and the Islamic faith. I don't know. I have been to a traditional healer, an African traditional healer. I have spoken to them. Different countries,
and shamans and priests,
and in different countries. So I have seen the similarities. I've been very wowed by how much African spirituality is just similar all through, And for me now to come and judge you when I do not even understand your religion, your culture, it would be very wrong of me. So before some of us even start to say, what is Mali now doing? Maybe you need to go and find out what this thing is all about, Understand it. What are these people really doing? Because most of us thought that this is witchcraft, even before we went there.
But guys, I know most of you, when you are growing, you watched Harry Potter, the Institute of Magic and all that. Now, the title of this video will be Mali has opened an Institute of Magic, right?
Well, it's exciting news because we are Africans. We lost our ways. Our ancestors probably don't even recognize us because we moved away from the way
of life.
The way of life.
To be frank with us as Africans and Africans in the diaspora, when you are not deep-rooted, when you're not rooted into the culture and spirituality of your ancestors, it's very easy to be colonized. And that is why, because we dropped our African spirituality and culture, it's very simple, and we don't understand who you are. It's very easy to be colonized mentally and physically. And that's why you are seeing even our leaders right now, they claim, hey, I'm a Christian, I'm religious and all that, but they still steal from the people.
They still commit all these sins.
All this corruption and all that because they are not rooted. And they also become puppets.
It's just a hiding place.
Because they are puppets. You are using someone else's culture. Why don't you use yours and see how rooted you will be?
African culture is very strict, yeah? For those people who don't understand it. You commit something in African culture, you will be dealt with spiritually, yeah? These leaders that you see making us cry, always, feeling very bad about why we elected them, there's a way spiritually that they are dealt with according to our spirituality. Sometimes you see them even suffering their families, you see them dying of diseases, cancers. Some are not even, you can't even explain what is happening to this family. But for us who understand African spirituality, we know that when you do something, it will come back to you one way or another. There's karma and it works. So, if you are a leader, you need to work for your people, be straight. And that is what Bamako is trying to reinstate.
And to add on Bamako, Timbuktu was one of the biggest cities pre-colonial. And they have had a library that has existed for thousands of years. And apart from now that terrorism had ruined Timbuktu, and they had to move all those. And actually, if you just write Timbuktu in Google Culture, you find some snippets of pictures of those manuscripts and books from Mali. So Mali, the Dogon tribe, Timbuktu library, Chad even has a similar library in the desert, and Niger, Burkina Faso, you find that. All that knowledge is within Africa. And what Mali is trying to do, Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger, they are trying to unbury that wisdom of our forefathers so that we can use it. And do you know what happens when we use it? We become big. We will rule the world.
Even bringing back our medicines, we have been suffering from these medicines that they have made for us. Sometimes you take a pill or a tablet from the pharmacy, it makes you more sick. You wonder, what is happening to me? My health is actually deteriorating instead of me getting better. But when you drink the herbs from the trees and roots provided by God, you get even more benefits, healthy, your body. You can even feel the change. So those are some of the things that we are glad that Bamako.
And guys, I'm challenging you, wherever you are, in the diaspora, African American, you have your culture and spirituality. Start looking for it and you'll be amazed at what you find. Do you know that even before our shamans give you the herbs, they start by talking to the tree? Because they understand that God created these things. They created the tree and they created
They even consult if that tree will be good for curing that disease.
But in religion, it's a tree. It doesn't make sense. And that's why it's easy to ruin the environment. So guys, let us know what you think about this. If you have never experienced African spirituality, like she said, don't judge. First go look for it and understand it.
Then come back and comment. If you have nothing positive to say about this, please keep your comment for the next video, because we are definitely giving you another one after this one. Let us know what you think in the comment section down below. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. See you in the next one.
Bye bye.